Jake Naso will face off for the Blue Devils. He has the most face-off wins in school history. And Mac Eldridge, who was the #1 face-off man coming out of high school a year ago, the transfer from Virginia, takes the opening draw for Penn. And it's Tyler Carpenter off the ground for Duke, and the Blue Devils will go to work first. Scoring record. He had 3 goals and an assist against Penn in Duke's win last year. Eldridge and Naso, the first-team All-American, 2 for 2. Here comes Gray, face dodge straight to the cage. It hits the pipe, rebound loose, and it's Lavelle vacuuming off the ground. Lavelle in transition, slips on the turf.
Turf monster.
Smith, one more, shot to score. Anthony McMullen, a two-way midi, a freshman, and off the scramble, Penn gets even.
Not the most graceful goal I've ever seen. UPenn pushing in transition, but a nice job from Anthony McMullen, continuing his cut in the odd man opportunity. Left-handed to the top portion of the cage. A key to an upset is getting goals in transition. And that's a huge momentum goal for the University of Pennsylvania.
Second of the season for McMullen, and you think of what Penn lost from a year ago, not just Sam Handley, but 2 guys who were a big part of their transition game. B.J. Farrar, the long stick midi, and Piper Bond. Bond has turned into a pretty good player in the PLL. Those are significant losses on your rope unit.
And he threw him open, and he gets that first goal of the game.
Dyson Williams had a terrific summer for Team Canada, won a silver medal, and Matt, one of the things I think that shocked all of us was he was dodging guys. Carpenter puts one on goal, missed the cage. Duke has used him predominantly as an off-ball.
Have games that are competitive week in and week out, and that is what he has done for this program. Now one of the elite in all college lacrosse.
Chris Arceri, who got hurt in the season opener against Georgetown, winning the face-off, creating offense, and Ben Smith cans it. There's that early offense we were talking about before we went to break.
Arceri with University of Pencil's first win at the Faceoff X, and then gets it in transition. And the old school slidink from the outside, the 3-quarter bounce to the top goal of the season.
Arceri took the first face-off of the season against Georgetown, got hurt, and proceeded to miss the next 2 games. This is his first game back. Arceri, Mac Eldridge, and the sophomore Ethan Costanzo all expected to see time at the Faceoff X today.
And you're not even telling the worst part of that story. Mac, to stay competitive in this game, winning the transition, winning the loose balls, battling at the Faceoff X.
Faceoff violation. It's against Duke. Arceri and Naso, a couple of Long Island guys. Lacrosse player as well. Running back at Clemson, who is getting ready for the NFL draft. Naso had it, lost it. Here's McGuire. Shoots wide.
The middle of the field in those unsettled situations.
Now, when these 2 teams played a few years ago, if you looked at the stat sheet, Duke dominated. You would have thought lopsided Duke win. He is a Raleigh, North Carolina native. Played at the Hill Academy in high school, has played a lot of box in his career. And when he was at Michigan, not only was he the school's all-time points leader, he left Michigan as the school's all-time leader in goals and assists as well. Now, Michael Boehm, who's still there, will probably break some of those records.
He's a freshman. He could get rattled. Duke's got a lot of depth in that position, so be interesting to see how they handle that if he doesn't turn it around.
Arceri has won 4 of 6. He's given Penn a boost at the X.
Penn getting creative and how to generate some offensive opportunities.
4 points in the first half for Smith, 2 and 2. And Penn comes up with another face-off off the ground. That time it's Anthony McMullen. Duke, though, taking it the other way. McGuire pushing, shoots low and scores. There's the rope unit for Duke. It's McGuire, the 7th goal of his career.
Arceri for Penn wins the face-off, but Carpenter causes another turnover, and then McGuire in transition, running straight to the throat of the goal, takes the punishment, and puts one past Emmett Carroll and Cage for the Quakers. I love McGuire's game. He is just an absolute freak athlete. Very, very skilled as well.
Good teams on the defensive end in the takeaway department. Matt, they're usually double digits in cause on award winner, MVP of the World Games last summer, without a goal, without a point on 5 shots, and Penn holding its own at the faceoff X, but we get a quick flag off the opening draw. It's going to be a tripping foul.
The short season.
That's going to be a face-off violation on Arceri. Matt, we talked about it early. The difference between the...
That's the recipe for the Blue Devils on the offensive end.
Sloat had his season cut short last year, broke his wrist in the Syracuse game. Naso able to gain control and plays it back. Max Sloat, a redshirt freshman from San Mateo, California.
Tough for Jamison to read. That really slowed down off the turf. Very hard to win games when you can't get possession in the clears and you're not winning faceoffs. Duke is not used to this.
No, for the first 4 games, especially early on in the first 3 quarters when Duke pulverized teams, Matt.
Pressed with this University of Pennsylvania team. Coach Murphy said he loved them. And he's like, look, this is a team that's going to get better each week. We have so many new pieces. He was phenomenal, you know, and it's just fun to see him up there because I loved his game, and I don't think he ever got the credit he deserved.
I'm with you. Helped Duke to the national championship game against Yale as a senior. Just relentless. Loose ball, nobody knows where it is. Now it's a sea of maroon, and somehow Gray comes up with it, slipping and sliding on the turf. Now the Penn Longsticks have just created anarchy all night. And who else? That's Lavelle. Dumps it up ahead for Walsh. The wet turf slows it down, and Penn goes back.
Prevent a 2-goal run here.
Have the scouting report on Kumar coming out of high school. Stretch shooter. And you're right, non-releasable penalty, so Penn remains.
Field.
But also, Matt, Duke had to work for that goal. Offense in settled sets has not come easy. We're going to get a procedure call against Duke. It'll be Penn ball.
I mean, that long offensive possession came all-time cuts.
So the lead back up to 4. We're back at even strength. McAdory out there on the face-off wings. Naso able to come up with it. And here is McAdory. Gets a step. Hits Turbo. McAdory all the way. Carroll got a piece. Boy, Emmett Carroll has been a difference maker. 14.
From clicking at the level we know it's capable of.
Mac Eldridge, another Virginia transfer, will face off for Penn against Naso. Eldridge was terrific in the win against Delaware, 15 out of 19. No one's won more face-offs at Duke than Naso, who passed the great Brendan Fowler earlier this year. A lot of holding there. McLaughlin lost it. Carpenter pushing. He lost it. And Blake comes up with it. Now another transition chance for Penn. McMullen over to Smith. Smith gets it back. And Penn less than 4.5 minutes away from knocking off number one. How about this stalemate? Eldridge and Naso. It's Wilson.
Getting to the right place in the middle of the field.
It's going to go to Duke. Our colleague Quint Kesnick, I think, said it at some point that this has the making. 2:40 to go. Massive face-off. Arceri and Naso. And we're going to get a hold. And it's on Penn. Mike Murphy doesn't like the call. 2:30 to go. Here's McAdory. Dyson Will. Jake Naso, Denenza's high school teammate at St. Anthony's.
They're going with Eldridge.
Eldridge wins it clean. And Penn can essentially run out the clock if they play keep away. Mike Murphy will call a timeout.
Defender. The way that they designed it, that wasn't going to be a possibility for them.
Huge face-off. It's a ground ball battle. Denenza comes up with it. He's got 4 tallies in quarter number 4. Up ahead to Naso. McAdory from long range. O'Neal's got the backup. 35 seconds to go. And a timeout. Duke